Hello friends, SentinalhMC here, and welcome back to some more Civilization 6 city planning, some more theory crafting with yours truly. So, you've already seen the Megacity, we've talked about that, and we've got a series going on that. However, I've come up with two new city designs which are marginally more practical. The Megacity is awesome, but it's not the most practical thing ever. So we have two new cities designs today. One is the Twin Cities. So we've got two cities sitting here, and I left some room for the aqueducts. So if you got two cities next to each other and you're only going to have two cities, then this is how you can lay out the districts to get maximum adjacency. It's not really that complicated. You're basically just filling every single hex between the two cities with districts. So in this case, though, because I would play this on Germany, all this is for Germany because you can get more districts. I've placed the industrial districts, the Hansas for Germany, in the center so that each one can be adjacent to two commercial hubs, so we can get maximum adjacency between those two, because the Hansas have an additional adjacency bonus for commercial districts. So it doesn't matter which one each city builds, the left one or the right one. Doesn't matter. But we've got all the districts here. I've even placed the aqueducts. Now, I haven't tested this yet, whether the aqueducts provide adjacency to the other districts, but I would imagine they would, right? So this is the Twin Cities. Now, as you can see, it allows you to have 4 districts with maximum adjacency, okay? So these 4 central districts have a full 6 adjacency next to them. So they're getting the full possible adjacency bonus. So you don't have to put the holy sites here, obviously. You can put any of the other ones in here, like in that spot, like theaters or campuses, depending on which one you want to get the maximum bonus. If you're not playing Germany, of course, you don't have to put the industrials in the middle. But by placing the industrials here in the middle with the commercial hubs here, it maximizes it for Germany. But you can put these anywhere. So what you're going to get out of this setup is you're going to get 4 districts with maximum 6 adjacencies. Max, that's plus 3. And then the other ones, no other district that gets a adjacency bonus has less than 4, as long as aqueducts count and entertainment districts count. That's why they're on the edges, because they don't have adjacencies anyway. So this theater district would have 4, this commercial hub would have 4, so they've all got 4 as long as these add adjacencies. Okay, so it's the Twin Cities. It's not the best setup. It falls a bit because of the these only having 4, and you can't actually place rows of these down, which is a bit disappointing, because it's only 1, 2, 3 to where you'd have to put another you have to put a city center like right here in order to tile these together. So you can't tile these, unfortunately. You can't line rows of these up, which if you could, it would be really, really awesome, but you can't because they're too close together. You'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but even you can't put your city here either. Your city would have to be the next one over, so it'd just be too far away, so you can't do that. So if you've got 2 cities that are going to be right next to each other and you want to do this, then this is the best way to do it. But the more practical, and I think much better city, probably better than the Megacity even, is the Tri-Cities setup. So by having 3 cities with the minimum distance, 5 tiles apart, so 4 tiles in between them, you end up with this triangular city structure, which works out extremely well, and we'll explain why. So the first thing that you'll notice is, instead of only having 4 districts with maximum adjacency, we're now able to have 6 districts with maximum adjacency. And because I would play this on Germany, of course, it's the industrial and the commercial hubs in the middle. But of course, if you're playing a different civ instead, you don't have to put those ones in the middle. But as you can see, each industrial district is adjacent to, has 2 commercial hubs adjacent to it. It doesn't matter if you put the industrial districts in the middle like I did there, or if you put the commercial hubs there and put the industrials on the corners of the central central triangle, it'll still have the same adjacency. So either way, kaleidoscope how you want. So that's the ideal setup for that for Germany. And then I didn't put the aqueducts in here because there was no need, but we got the entertainment district sitting there. And as you can see, we've got all the other districts: the theater, the holy site, the campus, and the entertainment. And what you'll notice from this is that unlike the other one where there were a couple that didn't have it, all of these districts have 4. All the ones on the outside have 4 districts touching them. So it's just as good as far as that goes as the Twin Cities, but it's significantly better because you get 2 additional fully adjacent districts. Okay, so that's a nice boost. So if you're gonna build 2 cities straight across from each other like this, if you've got room and the desire to place a 3rd city next to them, then I would highly recommend building the cities towards the Tri-City setup rather than going for the Twin Cities. Twin Cities is really only if you're wanting to maximize districts and you're only ever going to have 2 cities. But if you're planning on having more, like 3, then this is a much better setup. Okay, so this is the Tri-Cities setup, which is funny for me because I live in the area I live in is referred to as the Tri-City area. So I think that's kind of funny. Another benefit of this is that, as you can see, it leaves an enormously large area around each city center. So, if you, depending on the terrain, what you've got around you, you'll have plenty of room for things like farms and stuff like that to get yourself some more housing and mines and stuff like that. But you've got your districts packed into literally as small a place as you possibly can. As you can tell, you can't pack districts any tighter than this. So it's the optimum efficiency as far as space goes. We have packed all the essential districts right next to each other. Now, to make this Tri-Cities setup even better, if you're going to build encampments, which I don't actually have on here because I don't really build them. If you're going to build encampments, we'll just use the red one for this. So encampments, the military ones. If we're going to build those here, then I would highly recommend sticking them there. We'll just get that into place. And then, come on. And then there. I got hair in my face. I'm going to be getting a haircut. By the time you watch this video, I'll have already gotten a haircut. Right there. Okay, now it looks like the Star of David. But if you place your encampments right in the centers here, because they have bombardment in the same range as the cities, by putting them in the middle, you're maximizing the defensive capabilities of the city structure. So this is now highly defensible, and I think a very good setup if you want to maximize your districts. Now the thing about doing this is that you've got to make sure that you're building your cities within range of luxury resources, but you can't have the luxury resources be in between the cities. So, just like the Megacity, it'll be tricky to get cities set up in an area where you're actually going to be able to do this and not care about any tiles that are in the center here. But as long as your luxury resources are on the outer edges, then you'll be able to grab them and it won't negatively impact anything, because the last thing you want to do is have to destroy a luxury by placing a district on it. I don't even know if you can do that. So yeah, expect to see these built in future. I don't have it at the moment because I haven't had time to place it, unfortunately. But I think the Tri-City setup here is going to be really good. All right, the Megacity. Oh, I got to get rid of these. Let's just a second. Let's cut those, and we'll unlock the Tri-Cities. Paste in place. There we go. Okay. Unlike the Megacity, which is enormous and has empty space and isn't, but it's really cool, but it's very hard to find an area large enough to build. I think for the Tri-Cities, it's small enough and compact enough that you are going to find plenty of areas where it would be possible to build these. The question is whether, even though it's possible, whether you'd actually find an area where you'd want to do it, because you're going to want to make sure each of these cities has access to something that you wouldn't otherwise have. Otherwise, you're going to be relying heavily on great people like there's a great merchant that gives you a free copy of a luxury resource. There's another great merchant that allows you to generate toys. So you may be reliant on that. Although once you get your entertainment district set up, you're not going to be wanting for amenities, because once again, as long as you are able to build a Coliseum in one of the next to one of these, it'll be in range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, next to each of these entertainment districts, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can build the Coliseum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can build the Coliseum next to, in either of those two tiles, next to any one of those entertainment districts, and it'll provide its bonus. It'll provide its bonus to all of your Tri-Cities. So that's really awesome. Also, of course, once you get factories and whatnot in your industrial districts, their bonuses will affect all of your cities. So the Tri-Cities, it's as compact as you can possibly get it. It's got maximum district adjacencies, and it's very defensible. So I think it's a great setup for this sort of maximum adjacency thing that I've got going on here, which I think is going to be really fun to do. So our next Civ video will either be another episode of our working on our German Megacity, or it'll be a video, or maybe I'll do a live stream sometime on a Sunday, which is probably the best time for me to stream coming forward, of the Tri-City or the Twin City. So let me know what you think of these. I like this whole theory crafting thing of Civilization 6. A patch just dropped for Civ 6 that's going to improve all the AI and stuff, and I'm really excited about it because it sounds like a lot of really good changes, so I really am excited to get back to playing it. But let me know what you think about the theory crafting. If you got any ideas for some interesting things to try out in Civ 6, let me know. I'm thinking of coming out with a video about how to maximize the usage of each of the natural wonders. So let me know if you're interested in that. Or I could do a video series talking about the various wonders and when to build them and whatnot. So, but just let me know what you're interested in, because I think this is a lot of fun. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for future episodes. Don't forget to join our Discord, especially if you've got Civilization 6, because we could get some games going, right? It's going to be great for that. I know More Bits, he's on the Discord. He watches the videos. He just got Civ 6, so hopefully we can play sometime. So if you got Civ 6, definitely join our Discord so we can play some games. And follow me on Twitter if you're interested in those notifications. I really don't tweet things out, so I'm not going to spam you. It's just going to pop up every time I upload a video. So anyway, thanks for listening to all this. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for future episodes. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out.